I am very excited about our project, really, extremely excited, because it will give us at the museum the chance to really, engage with that history of South Africa through you and make it very palpable through your experience. And I mean, I visited the Constitutional Court in Joburg many years ago, before I moved to South Africa. And I was already then impressed by the collection. I didn't know that it was put together by one of the sitting judges, and it's only later when I met you that I understood how instrumental you've been. And the part of you that I'm really very impressed by is your knowledge, not just love, but real love for art, for sure, but really your knowledge of art. The way you speak about art, the way I've heard you speak about art over the past 5 years, sometimes I'm in such awe that I sometimes imagine we should have Albie as a guest curator at the museum one day. And the collection that you put together at the Constitutional Court, it's extraordinary, so extraordinary that I think even, some of the savviest contemporary art curator wouldn't have made these kind of associations that you made. And well knowing that more than half of the works were, maybe the totality of the work were special commissions. And in curatorial practice, commissioning is one of the most difficult parts of curating, because you don't know what you get, basically. You put in a commission, you develop an idea with an artist, but it's a new work. So, and the new work, it always, there are always risks that it's whether good or bad. So in that part in itself. Beyond that,
I can tell you now, we had competitions for certain sites, and a small committee to decide. And the rest, it was what we could get. I say it's a collection that collected itself, because we didn't have any funding. And I think if you've got funding, there's usually a chief person who decides, and it's his or her, usually his art that comes there. When you've got no funding, you take what you can get, and it's got a serendipitous quality. And we took what we could get, and sometimes with a nudge and a push.
But funny enough, it's interesting that you say that, but it doesn't feel like that. Those collections that are put together in kind of haphazard way, you take what you can get, you kind of feel it as a professional. And I didn't feel like the collection of the Constitutional Court was kind of put together in terms of what we could get. I think that for the artists who are represented, or those that you approach, were very conscious about the importance of the site, and that they wanted to contribute.
Okay, in fact, you spoke about a symphony. And I've got two movements, and the one movement is Mozambique, and it's revolution, love, war, death. Those themes come into it with a very strong visual and also an audio element. And another pavilion or section or whatever it is would be Constitution Hill. And there's a lot of history in both. And then there is a certain personal narrative that is in some ways the story of Albie, the story of South Africa, and the story of modern art, and how they became intertwined in different ways. So I'm thrilled to bits that there's going to be a space in that extraordinary building. I'm thrilled to bits that your organizing mind and your palpitating heart are going to be in charge of it. And I will feed stuff in. I'll be very excited, but I am expecting you to say, okay, Albie, thanks. Now, do you know the word futsak? You know, you've been in Cape Town long enough. Now, futsak, leave it to us to make the exhibition.
Yes, that will happen.